well, should we do Johnson first?
Pardon?
You want to do John's letter first or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to read that?
John Mostaskis, 54 Washington Street, Poquott, New York, July 20, 2017, to Mayor Parish and the Board of Trustees. I am writing to inform you that I will be leaving my position as trustee of the Village of Poquott. Although I have enjoyed working with Mayor Parish and the Board of Trustees, due to personal reasons necessitate that I vacate my position. My final day will be July 19th. Despite having to leave, I appreciate the opportunities you have provided me during my time as trustee. Sincerely, John Mostaskis.
Okay, so I'm appointing Chris Schleider, so do you want to swear him in?
Yes. Where's the oath of office? Yes. the oath of office.
Okay.
John Cole, he's stuck in traffic, he should be here about 15.
Okay, hold on a minute, guys.
Get this on. I'll get the oath of office book.
I gotta swear him in, right? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Hang on a minute, let me get this done. Christopher?
That is correct.
O-P-H-E-R?
O-P-H-E-R. S-C-H-L-E-I-D-E-R.
What is the
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Christopher Schleider,
I, Christopher Schleider,
do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
trustee
trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Can you sign? Sit.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me get rid of this. I got checks on my desk.
Call the work meeting to order, it's 5:05. Item number 1 is Steve's Path. I spoke to John yesterday and for him to take care of the gravel estimates for both Steve's Path and Walnut for August. So there's really, we're just gonna table that till August. Fiber fill, same thing. He's gonna work with the handyman to finish getting that done by August, so I'll table that till August. Public worksheet, I'm gonna send to him this weekend of what items are on there to be finished. And he can give us an update in August. Mike, committee on GEI?
Since the last meeting, the only update I have is from the DOT. The regional director got back to us and told us that upon completing our investigation regarding the request for traffic studies, and
Oh, all right, so that's number 7. We're doing GEI's report.
well, the only update I have is on this.
Okay, so you're saying there's no update on GEI's report?
No.
Okay, so should I read Roger's update?
Yeah.
Okay, so Roger seems to think that he's not really sure who's on the committee at this time. And he's hoping that it's Diana Padilla, Ted Masters, Mark Wiggins. There hasn't been regular meetings, and that's pretty much where we left it at the last meeting, correct?
Yep.
So do you think we should schedule a meeting that we should have and send it out to residents and let them know that you're meeting on a certain date and time, so people want to be involved to come down?
As soon as Roger gets back and I'm available, I'll give him a blast and set that up.
Okay. So we'll table that for August as well, another month. Dock inspections, he was unaware, Joe, that we had the dock permits here in Village Hall. He knows now,
Yeah,
so we'll get those together for him?
yeah.
Okay. He did give us an inspector from Southampton, so that was one person. I'll see if we can interview anybody else, and then we'll go from there.
How are the forms going to be used?
It's just for existing docks so far. According to the building code, they're supposed to be inspected. I don't know if it's yearly or not, but they're supposed to be inspected. None of them have been inspected.
So they initiate the inspection by filling out the form first, or do we go to that?
No, the planning board's supposed to be setting up appointments with the residents to go out there, and so we figured the planning board doesn't change over as much as the board of trustees, so they can go and meet with the resident, go through what needs to get done. We're thinking a good time frame would be like February or March. That would give them 2 or 3 months to make any repairs that have to be done, bring it up to code, and then have it inspected. And how many years that'll be good for, we didn't get to that point yet, right? What was it like? Yeah, maybe 1 to 3 years, that would be good, and then it would be re-inspected again. So,
Once we get this all together, the process is going to be that we're going to have a list of these docks.
right, there's only, I
And
think there's
we're
only
going
5
to-
in the village right now.
Okay, so then for those 5, we send out something that says you're due for inspection, and then you
Yeah. Plant a tree program, Roger felt that this should be, something that is a separate program for the fall. So, I don't know if that's gonna be part of this committee that doesn't meet, or if you're gonna work on that, which one?
It was coming along to be in conjunction with,
Okay,
whether it's
so
the
it's gonna
same
be with the
exact
committee?
people or not,
Okay.
they don't know yet.
Well, I think it could be an independent program. It could be a program where we say, you know, purchase your tree now, and whenever the time is, either or plant a tree on your own property, send a picture or some kind of program like that, so.
Okay.
Now, is this going to have anything to do with, like when we finally figure out what trees we're going to have to take down? That we said that if we take down a tree, we'll plant a tree. So are we going to do that separately? Like we said, it's a separate program, but kind of, some of it is resident driven and some of it will be driven by our knowing which trees we're going to have to take down.
It appears that that report that was done from GEI, they can't tell some of the trees that whether they're on private property or public property. So their feeling, and Roger's feeling, is that just to explore that area is gonna be a very time-consuming thing, and it could be years. Okay, so it might be good just to start rolling that out for different things that we need for the DEC, different grants that we might be able to go for. He felt it was just a good way to get residents involved in saying, you know, plant a tree, or do you want to donate one to the park, or whatever the case may be. So,
Hopefully the planning board will give them information on a website that's based on them of what trees would be good and how to do it, and just have a little place there where they can go to as a resource.
Okay, well, that's all well and good, but my thinking is the money point here.
mhm.
So that if we identify a tree that is leaning and it's, you know, it's determined, or it's obvious that it's village property, so we take that tree down, is this committee going to be involved in that at all, or do we on our own say, okay, part of the cost of attending to that tree is the purchase of a replacement tree? And, you know, you or somebody might weigh in on what that's going to be or whatever, but that's, you know, I just want to kind of make it a part of our ongoing practice that we take down a tree, we have the ability and a system in place that we then go and purchase a tree and put it in the tree.
There'll be that system there, but I don't think that it's critical right now that as soon as one comes down, replant one. I think we should move ahead with what we can and get that up and going. And if the first 10, 15 trees come down, if we don't have a system in place of what to replace it with, I think we should still go ahead and maybe do it for the next fall or the next spring, whenever the planting season is.
But it's hard to do that when you don't meet.
Yeah,
And that's why I
really
said to
think
you, I
that's
think it has to
kicking the
be
can
a
down.
weekly meeting, and if you don't meet every week, which happens, at least that you're meeting bi-weekly and we can get it started. We're not, there's nothing being done. This is,
Well,
you know,
it's being done, it's just not together yet. It's here and it's there.
Okay,
It's
well,
whatever.
now, I'm just making a pitch for what I see as this happening because, first of all, I think it's the right thing to do, but second of all, this was a hot topic in the village, you know, and people was complaining that all these trees had to come down, and, well, they had to come down, and they did come down. But at least we have in place a, not only a system, but a publicly identifiable, hopefully embraced program of
Correct.
planting trees.
Agreed.
So if we say, well, we're gonna take down the trees and then maybe next spring we'll get to whatever, things have a way of not happening. So I just would like to see, that's just one place.
Sure, but
I
you
would
don't
like
want
to see,
you
you
don't
know,
want to plant a tree in July. It's not the time to do it.
okay, but next year is different. So
Right.
there's plenty of ground to make this happen.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in agreement?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, DOT?
Since I wasn't getting the response in writing from the traffic coordinator over here, I went to the traffic engineer, the regional engineer, and I sent everybody the response. And basically, what he said was that the traffic studies along Route 25A in the vicinity of Van Brunt was concluded, and it included an accident analysis, a review of existing roadway geometry, and field observations from the area. And based on that study, they installed a eastbound intersection warning sign. They denied the request for a left turn lane because of insufficient width. And based on the case study for Van Brunt, they repaired the damaged warning sign. And installed a new arrow warning sign along the curve, along the northern side of Route 25A. Installed a double arrow warning sign opposite Van Brunt Manor. White dotted line pavement markings will be installed on the curve, connecting the shoulder and edge lines. And please be advised that this will be done as they can do it, and he guarantees it will be done by the end of 2017. The site distance, they did a site distance study on the curve, because I had requested that they cut down some vegetation on the south side. And he said that that was okay. They did a study and there was sufficient distance and they didn't have to do that. And the white dotted line pavements, okay. Site distance, and that's about it.
So this, a resident put in a inquiry asking about how we get in and out of village shape by making left-hand turns to subject. This is where we're at right now. So that started last year. It looks like they'll probably finish it by the end of the year. But what do we want to do? Is we just gonna,
Good wall.
Right, it sounds like they're saying, we're doing what we can.
Sorry about that.
That's what they're saying.
so just so you know, I went back and read the minutes from the 80s and it was the same
Same
exact
thing,
issue.
right, right.
But then they got bicycle lanes put in. So I don't know, do we just send the resident, write a letter for the resident that's saying this is where we're at and that'll be the end of it?
Send a copy.
Yeah.
It just seems, I mean, going up against the state is just impossible. Do you have any thinking?
I was thinking, you know, this was years ago.
Okay, yeah.
When I grew up in the town, this was referred to as Dead Man's Curve. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see how they could make the finding that they did. We should probably keep it notching up, you know. somebody should, every time we get something like this, we should go up another level, and we should get our representatives involved.
Okay.
Well, actually, I went up the level from the traffic engineer to the regional director, and it sort of got squashed down a little bit. Once he got a hold of it, because he wasn't being as lenient, he was just going by the regulations.
I just think that, you know, what I agree, a representative getting involved in something like that, because these guys are gonna dig in their heels. And just,
Send them everything, right, there's nothing wrong with that, let them build up the file.
it just seems to me that the signs are technically adequate, but they don't have the impact that cars come flying down in both directions. And if we had a curve, I mean, I've seen dangerous curve signs with a big,
Truck tipping over.
you really see
Right.
those signs, and they can have the flashing lights, and we don't have that. When they say there's a sign, I just,
Is there
I
a
just
speed
think they were
restriction
more
there
than
on
they
that
could
curve?
do.
Is there a speed limit restriction there, or is
Did
it
we-
just
What's the
35
difference?
straight through?
They
Yeah.
got, yes, there is a restriction.
There is,
They-
Yeah.
there is, right? I
but-
was just curious.
Recommended,
Right, yellow.
Yeah.
recommended.
Right.
And you see westbound, because they're coming down the hill, you see the guardrail, which is
Oh,
just
yeah.
in place. It's always getting banged.
Oh, yeah.
People come flying in, and they think, my car handles well. So they come flying down, and then they bounce off the
Did you see
drive.
the yellow strips of paint, like they'll put 5, like before you go through the toll on the trucks, and they just say.
Oh, the,
it's
yep,
brrr.
yep.
Yeah, something. But they're saying, oh, no, we did everything we could do, and it just kind of, it's hard to imagine them taking that position, but that's what we did. So at some point, I think we have to have an elected official that was, you know, this is what their job is, and they go by the book, and they measure something, and they say it's okay, but it's really not okay.
Right, even the state rep getting, if the village is concerned about something like that, having constant, no, hey, state representative, this is an issue here.
Yeah.
Alright, so are we still pursuing it or no? Or are we tabling it and writing a letter to the resident? Either way. What does everyone wanna do?
Calm down.
What?
Calm
Yeah,
down.
he's our guy, huh?
Yeah, who's the-
It's just every 3 months you send the state another letter. 3 months, send another letter, 3 months, send another letter. Just keep
Just
sending
9
it.
months.
Can you get stats on the accidents there? Do we have stats on the accidents on that curve? No? Can we get them?
But did
You
you
can
say,
either go to the police and they have it as well. They
did you
have
say
two
they had,
programs.
DOT has it?
Yeah.
And they said there wasn't enough of it.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's just hard to imagine.
Someday we can just name it in memorial.
That's what,
This shows, I'm writing about Dead Man's Curve.
Right, that'll be the headline.
okay. So, are we going to get stats? Should we keep going forward with it, pushing forward? Be persistent? Yes, no, what is
Yes.
going on there?
So I think we should, I don't know who gets involved in this, whether we just want to handle Brian, or does he not get involved in this stuff? I doubt the state senator Flanagan was not going to get involved in this.
Well, maybe it's New York State DOT, right?
Well, I don't know who answers to who.
I would look up the commissioner of the DOT and all, and
Okay.
just write to them direct.
I think you can say, yeah, we went to college.
Skip these guys.
Go to the top and let it work down. To do with the bank. Send it to the president of the bank and let it come down to me.
Who was looking into it? Like who was familiar?
No,
As far as-
Mike.
Mike was, okay.
The regional director,
That's it, that's all I just dropped. Just dropped
It's
it.
been a
Sent
long
you a copy
process,
of
it's
it.
been happening since last September.
sorry about that.
Over here, no. Or, yeah. Sorry.
Send a letter every 3 months to the head of the state, that's it.
Persistence. Okay, I have them down, just not one, is it
Cost you
finished?
$1, that's it.
The project finished, just not one? I didn't go down there last.
It's, looks finished pending somebody signing off on it. I have one small issue.
Okay, well, Mike and I were gonna go out there on Saturday morning
Okay, well, if you do, and I actually saw how it happened. If you go down, the last drain that they installed, closest to the water, just beyond that is an old curb, blacktop curb.
Breaking.
It's separate,
Yeah.
and that's because they had pulled their heavy equipment up against
Okay,
it.
so they need to fix
Kind
it.
of pushed it back.
They should, because that's just gonna keep getting,
Right, as soon as it
Jammed
gets
up.
wintertime and water's in there, it's just gonna break apart. So like, however they can just fill it with something and just seal that off, it's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Okay,
but it's not.
that's by the parking lot, right?
Right away. Yeah, it's right on the, right towards the parking lot.
Yeah, and then also, don't they, if you patch new blacktop to old blacktop, don't they normally put like a seal of
Yeah.
hot tar or something in
Yeah.
there? They're just waiting for that?
Otherwise you have a crack in your
Yeah.
warrant system.
Yeah, so that hasn't been done, but I figured, well, maybe they're gonna wait till the new stuff dries, and then come back or something, but I just
Well,
wanna make
I'll
sure
find out
that's
next
part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that just, they just finished that front part by the beach, and that was all without tar.
Yeah.
is all the equipment and everything done?
Yeah.
Joe, did we get a date for drains, to pump the drains? Oh, not yet, okay, so we still need to do that.
The property that they were using as a staging area where they dumped the film,
Mhm.
across from Dr. Boat there.
Yeah,
That house seems to be empty, I don't know.
well,
Feels
Mike is
like-
redoing it, so he's,
He's doing that one, or
Yeah.
the one next door, the Mason
no, he's
house?
doing the white one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, because the, you know, they got all the stuff out of the way, but they kind of leveled.
No, he
it.
spoke to them and they said it was fine, because that was what he was gonna use that grading anyway, so that it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
flowing to their basement. Potholes, are they all done?
Town was supposed to be in here yesterday at 3:30 to finish off Dyer's Court and the Walnut potholes, and I don't know if they're in here or not.
Okay, I'll check tomorrow when I go
Walnut
down.
potholes were done.
They are, oh, then I'm sure then they're all done,
They
okay.
said they were coming in, the hot asphalt plant was shut down for a week due to malfunction of the equipment, they had to wait until someone went in to redo the asphalt plant, so it was out of work, out of action for a whole week, so we couldn't do the asphalt. That's what he told me, it was the reason why they didn't do it.
Okay, so good, one thing off the list. Okay, so then the next thing is we have curbing and paving for Sharon and Highview Avenue and paving for 570 feet of Washington Street. Do you have those numbers, Joe?
Okay. It's on your minutes. These are the bids that were read at our June 29th work session. The curbing for Sharon and Highview. We received bids from Pasco Asphalt Paving, Sharon Avenue 17,000, Highview Avenue 12,000, but the contractor recommended instead of going for concrete curbing, use the Belgian block paving stones instead, and that's why the price is there. For concrete curbing, Laser Industries, Sharon Avenue and Highview Avenue, $85,320. Pioneer Paving, Sharon Avenue, $63,450. Highview Avenue, $43,200,
This is just for curbing, right?
just for the curb.
Okay.
Arbor Hill Construction, Sharon Avenue, 36,600, Highview, 24,600. That's the curbing bid, the curbing bids for the two streets. The paving bids for the same two streets, down Brookhaven, Sharon Avenue, 16,442.03, Highview, 14,018.99. Pasco Paving, Sharon, 36,000, Highview Avenue, 30,000. Their bid was, of course, for the removal of the base and reinstalling a 5-inch RCA base on both streets. That's why they're up so high. Pioneer Paving, Sharon Avenue, 32.3, Highview Avenue, 25.2. Okay. Arbor Hills Construction, Sharon Avenue and Highview Avenue, they combined the two of them, 56,192. And the only other bid that's not on here is the one we had discussed tonight, which is the Washington Street bid for the 530 feet from road there, which I think everybody has. Hopefully.
Right, so it should be going, it seems,
No, I think you have.
Pasco Paving the cheapest for the curbing, which is Belgian block. And then Town of Brookhaven for, that includes the asphalt, correct? Not just the labor?
That's the asphalt and the labor.
Okay. So, anyone have any questions?
Yeah, the curbing, wasn't it, that in the Brookhaven?
Brookhaven didn't bid the curbing.
So they were,
Did they?
oh,
I had a discussion with them, I had a discussion with them on that today, but again, it was too late to do that. Down in Brookhaven, curbing on the paving is 2¼ inches of top coat. The
That was for the town?
down in Brookhaven, right. Arbor Hills was 1.5 inches depth, top coat. Pioneer Paving was 2½ inches. Arbor Hills was, oh, that's the curbing, take that back. This is, where did they put it? Oh, paving, yeah. Arbor Hills was 1.5 inches for 56,000. Town of Brookhaven is 2.25 inches top coat for 30,461.02 total. Basco is 5-inch RCA base, repaved with a 2-inch compact, roll finished, 36 for Sharon and 20 and 30 for Ivy, which is a total of 66,000 for the job. Pioneer Paving is talking about 2½ inches, Sharon Avenue and Ivy for a total of 52,500.
Where are you getting that from, 52,500? For Pioneer Paving, how do you get 52,500?
There are two, Sharon and Ivy, right?
But it's 57,500.
No,
Yeah.
no, their numbers are screwed up. Thank you for catching that, I didn't see that myself.
I think we have to go through this whole thing. So Harbor View is 1.5%.
Arbor Hills,
Harbor Hills, 1.5%. And that's
1.5 inches,
1.5 inches, and that's 61,200, right?
no, 56,000.
56,192.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, that's, I was reading, okay, 56,192. For 1.5 inches. Brookhaven is 2¼ is that right? 2¼ inches?
2¼ inches, yes,
And they're 30,000.
461.02. There is an additional cost of $1,200 for the paving inspector and the highway coordinator for that job.
Basco's 66,000, and that's for what? What does Basco do?
66,000, they're talking about removing all the asphalt, shape the road, repair for new, install 5-inch RCA base stone, repave with 2-inch compacted depth asphalt, and roll finish for 10-ton rollers. 66,000.
Is it necessary to pull the road up?
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty big job.
I mean, some roads you can see it. I mean, I know Walnut, you look on the side, there's probably about 5 roads up there that have never been ground down. I mean, eventually, you can only go so high, but I don't know.
The same thing if you look at some of the side of Washington Street,
Right.
when that washes out, you get 4 or 5 layers in there, yeah, I know.
It's, you know,
But they don't
obviously-
have 4 or 5 layers there. They haven't been done that many times.
Well, Walnut or Washington?
No, the,
No, Sharon and
Oh, yeah, okay, that's, yeah, I mean, at what point do you stop, clean the road, and start from, you know, I mean, that, because you just keep on putting a Band-Aid on it, and putting good asphalt on top of the road, and you can be right back to where you started from.
It can't be any worse than Maybach. I mean, Maybach, we only did 2¼ and that's perfect.
Well, can't do once, right?
because of the hill, I thought that the curves were very important for that job.
well, you should see
Well, that's
the
what I-
washout over there is
So-
pretty bad.
Yeah, but once we went, Mike and I went back and we feel the Belgian block, the way he's gonna do it, because it'll be up like a curve, that it will actually be better than the curving itself.
Okay, no, I'm all for Belgian block, if it holds up, I wish I did.
What does it usually cost to repair the Belgian block though, like after the plows come through, I mean?
Well, the handyman does it.
We did, although it's just like here and there, it's not that we're totally broken like we have in the blacktop.
We get a pallet of Belgian block,
Right.
I use
It's doable,
we do
it looks a lot better, right?
It does look good, but is it gonna, for the long term, is it gonna, every winter they got, you know, how much we pay the handyman to go in there and do the work for that?
$31 an hour.
Um,
Yeah, but it's it's no different than we pump the drains on this side of the village more because people don't have landscaping, you
Right.
know, there's more trees, there's more debris, so on that side, they don't have that, but they
Yeah.
need.
I mean, like even
a lot
Walnut, I mean,
back.
there's only so much you can stop, I mean, it's, I mean, we have that small berm there, I mean, it looks like a luge going down there during a good storm, I mean, the last storm the other day, I couldn't
Can
believe.
you, that's not real.
Well, you know, but I'm saying, like, the road is so high, it literally causes a cavern on either side of the road, and it's all going around the drains, so it's, where do you know, where do we start and where do you stop? I mean,
At some point, we're gonna need to figure out a way to have curbing.
yeah, I know, 'cause even
I
my
hate
front
to
yard,
say
it's
it
gotten
because
washed
the
out
village-
twice, 3 times already,
It's just kinda
and
changed.
it all ends up down the street.
But that's exactly what's
Yeah.
happening, is that we're now having a
Mushroom
convex road.
Right.
And people doing construction and.
Yeah, it's really coming down there, and the size
All
of
of,
the
all of
hill.
our roads are crowned,
Mhm.
therefore everything goes off and moves down the sides.
But,
And budget-wise, Fasco and Town Brookhaven are the ones that fit in the budget, so they're the right, they come right into the budget numbers, both of them.
yeah, my own feeling is that the depth of the blacktop is gonna be sufficient.
It is.
It's the roaring water going down the sides that's gonna, so I think if they do it well and they have curbs and it's directed to our drains, I think we're gonna be okay, because these are not heavily trafficked roads. I mean, I think we should be fine for quite a while. But I just wanna make sure that the curbs are done, and I can see that the end of Chestnut, it's gonna stand up.
Is that what you think, just?
The other thought that I had is that,
Yeah, if you look
Uh,
down the
Drain
road.
it.
John,
I'm sorry, I apologize.
the other thought that I had was that we probably need to have to formalize this where when we get to plowing season, that we put in those
Markers?
stakes
Yeah.
at the edge there, so that we don't have the average plow guy killing our roads with
Mhm.
curbs. But
Only time he knows he's on it when the plow goes up and throw out the
but
ground.
at least there's a market, if he can.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a different story, but
But we don't, we've had it now and again for like certain areas, I'm not sure how that was chosen.
right.
Maybe the individual homeowner did it.
Well, I'm
But
gonna
it
just
was a
say,
big debate,
before-
wasn't it?
18 years ago when I moved here, I had to fix my own Belgian block. Okay, 15 years ago, I fixed my own Belgian block. Okay, so,
You know, we didn't fix anybody's business.
Because well, there wasn't there something saying that if the village has to fix it, then everyone has to build a Belgian block? That's what it came down to, right? I remember
And then
that
they-
being a problem.
Then they relinquished a couple, relinquished a couple of years ago. They can look better of it, and now we're.
I mean, Singh was in good shape in the beginning, you could see, it. I mean, you can't even see, it literally, it's just, there's no, yeah, it's just because they put some noise up there, you know? So is that where we're going? Hey, you said that as far as the budget, like Fasco and Town of Brookhaven, that's almost a $46,000 difference.
no, one's
On
for
the
curbing.
paving?
Fasco's, one's for curbing.
Oh, I'm
one's
sorry, I
for
think you were just
paving.
talking about the paving.
So, they come in around 50,000, which is just about what we have, right, Joe? 50,000.
Between chips and pave, you're looking at 51,000,
Mhm.
not counting our roads budget itself, which we use for potholes and we'll probably use for
Washington.
Washington,
Right.
which you haven't gotten to yet.
Mhm.
That's only a $30,000 project.
I think we should go with Fasco and I think we should go with Town Brookhaven. I think they both have done jobs in here and they've been
That's what
fine.
the curbing.
Yep.
Is there a way to make it that
Thank you.
when somebody does a bid, it's sort of the same? I'm trying to figure out what ones